Warning. This game's setting revolves around an active Middle East combat zone and contains references to extreme violence, graphic content, and other mature themes. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents.
Want some whiskey in your water, sugar in your tea? What's all these crazy questions they're asking me? The craziest body that could ever be. Don't turn on the lights 'cause I don't wanna see. Mama told me not to come. That ain't the way to have fun, son.
Iconoclasts, a campaign of horrors modern and ancient.
Open up the window, let some air into this room. I think I'm almost choking from the smell of stale perfume and the cigarette you're smoking. Don't scare me half to death. Open up the window, let me catch my breath. Mama told me not to come.
Hello Rancor's Brothel listeners. This is Jeff Bott. Our recording for this session began with a 10-minute rant about conspiracy theories that was entertaining enough that I didn't want to cut it out, even though it has nothing to do with the game. So enjoy Grady going full tinfoil hat for a few minutes.
Some poor woman at work who does not know anything about me got me started on a goddamn rabbit hole about fucking Project Blue Book and Operation Paperclip and fucking Majestic 12, and she had no idea what fucking road that she was hoeing, but she was like, at one point, she just kept looking shit up on her phone, and she was like, you need to stop. I have so many things written down right now. Like, yeah, fucking atomic bomb, Operation Paperclip. You know, we're all those fucking Nazis over here. She's like, is Hitler really dead? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Hitler's dead.
Have you heard of NASA?
Yeah.
Did you know who really,
But
Who really got that going?
Yeah.
She kept Googling shit, and I'd actually watched a video about it literally last night. I knew about it, but I was like, yeah, do you know how to, because I'm a big believer that a lot of this alien stuff. Now, it'd be interesting to get your perspective because you actually have flown like really high quality drones. I think a lot of this alien bullshit is advanced surveillance equipment, and that the government is outing the Chinese, whoever the fuck it is. They're outing someone by putting their shit on blast. Like, we don't know what it is. I can tell you when it happened, where it happened, how it was acting, and blah blah blah. But I don't know what it is.
A lot of people don't. So the spy balloon from China that we recently shot down.
Right.
Everybody gets an idea of what that is, but do you realize the equipment hanging off that balloon was the size of a football field?
Right.
It's huge.
Really?
So when those things get down to ground level, so I mean, just take a guess how many spy balloons China might have floating over our country right now. So
well, yeah, and I think that's the thing is like I told them is it's like it's an escalation thing. Like, you know, country somewhere is saying, bro, we know you're knock the shit off with
I cast sending.
You know what I mean? Hey bro, knock that shit off. Hey bro, seriously, we noticed the second one. Seriously, the third one? It's like, all right, fucking send the F-16s up there. Let's fucking blow them up. Put them on goddamn CNN.
Of course.
And then let's retrieve. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the alien shit is getting such a big play, and nobody's downplaying it or laughing about it. I feel like it's advanced military warfare, and they're just blasting it out there, saying, we don't know what this is. I know I saw it off the course of San Diego, and it was here and here, and we saw it do this maneuver and this maneuver. Who knows what it is, folks? China knocked the shit off. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're doing.
Well, it's one of those unwritten agreements. So don't blast all over your news networks that we had a spy balloon in your country, and we won't do the same for you. So,
right? Yeah. Like, to me, that's what it is. I don't think it's aliens. I think it's I think you're playing around with shit. And I was trying to explain.
Did you ever read who's the woman that you told me to read?
Annie Jacobson.
Jacobson, yeah. Did you ever read Did you ever read the one about like Area 51? And
I listened to about half of it, but not. That's where I got some of these. That's where some of these thoughts
percolate
from. But like, to me, it's like, what seems so clear is Project Blue Book and investigating all this shit. Like I told them, it's 1955, right? It takes almost a month to travel by car from one end of the U.S. to the other via the highway system. Like, you didn't have a surveillance system and fucking Sputnik just went across the sky. Like, you don't have a surveillance system for Russian stuff. So what the fuck do? You subtly legitimize aliens so that every motherfucker motherfucker in America is looking to the skies for anything weird and calling the goddamn FBI. Like, that's what you do.
That's interesting. I like that.
Like, that's where you get the men in black showing up to investigate. Yeah, because maybe it's a weather balloon, or maybe it's a fucking Russian spy plane. You know, maybe it's a Russian satellite. Like, yeah, I want Jim Bob out in goddamn Iowa looking to the skies because there isn't NORAD yet. Like, we don't see it coming. To me, that's what I think Project Blue Book was all about. It wasn't about aliens. It was about watching the skies for spies. Because that's what I was telling them, and she was Googling this too. Japan fucking firebombed the Pacific Northwest as via weather balloon as part of World War II. Like,
not very successfully, but yeah.
No, but I mean, shit, they set off a goddamn weather balloon from Japan and actually hit the country they were aiming at. There's some precision there.
Yeah.
Didn't they also like burn down? There was a city they half burned down because they were experimenting with using bats, and the bats had with the firebombs went back up into their own buildings as part of the testing.
Yep.
I would really like to read her book.
It just so happens the majority of Japan was built out of wood because it was old.
She has one of Annie Davidson's FOIA books is DARPA, and I think that would goddamn amazing.
She's so good.
She's good. I got Jeff.
Okay, what is DARPA? I know the
it's
term.
Advanced research.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones who invented the internet, right?
No, that's ARPA.
ARPANET, yeah.
DARPA is technological defense against the darts.
But like, they're the ones that have like weather controlling satellites in Alaska, and fucking like all the weird shit. Like, that's like DARPA, I think, was involved in like MK Ultra and like the men who stare at goats and
It's just the CIA.
Yeah, but DARPA's got science behind it. CIA has assassins. I mean, the perspective is different.
The one about the paranormal and MK Ultra and everything like that was fascinating.
I bet that was good too.
About how it was eventually brought into the CIA and what it turned into. And
yeah, they were talking about how remote viewing funded by the CIA was a big thing until Dateline. Like, they started it in like 1950 something, and it continued to be funded by the U.S. government up until 1995.
Something like that, yeah.
And Dateline did a breaking. Hey, look, we're paying psychics with defense contractors' budgets. But supposedly they found shit with those remote viewers.
Yes.
Honestly, I'd rather pay remote viewers than another Tomahawk missile. So, yeah.
I mean, they were being used since World War One. I mean, there's documentation about them. Like, I watched a video at one point in time where they had one in a room, and he was tuning into like a Nazi, and the guy did not speak German at all, and just started talking and saying what the Nazi was saying, and then they were cataloging everything. Like,
the book about it said that they had like a 40% accuracy.
Yeah. And
they couldn't, it wasn't feasible for field work because they couldn't tell what 40% was good.
Yeah. They got to connect the dots after they get the data.
But that's my thought. Looking at all those videos and the fact that these are fighter pilots who are coming out and saying this, and they're not being ostracized by the U.S. government or by the military. I almost feel like what they're doing is they're putting other countries on notice saying, hey, we're seeing your shit. I will never forget when we connected the dots in college where fucking North Korea, they did something. They had hacked something, blah, 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 whatever. And everybody was making fun of Obama because Obama didn't really say anything. And he says, we will defend our borders, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But he just gave a speech, and that was it. Then, like 3 days later, Korea's electricity went out.
Yes,
for like 3 fucking days.
I remember that. Yeah,
I'm like, this is the shadow game warfare that we don't see.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the reasons why I've got a great board game in there for 2 players that I've always wanted to play. That is the Cold War. And like, what's the brilliant about that game is that you have to play these little microaggressions. If anybody gets too aggressive, the game ends and you both lose.
Yeah.
So you have to subtly
nuclear
influence.
winter.
And you have to share cards. So like, I get cards that are going to help the Russians, and the Russians get cards that are going to help the US, but I can't play everything. I have to give you an advantage to get something else. And it's like, it's very clever. It's considered one of the best war games, but I'm like, I'm too fucking dumb. I've tried playing against the computer on the easiest setting and fucking lose every time.
As much as I enjoy our conversation, we should start recording.
we are recording.
Oh, I didn't know we were recording.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You didn't
You said
say
Jeff will
welcome
figure
back.
it out.
This is the conspiracy theory episode.
Got ya. Hey, Jeff, cut all that.
Jeff Bott has no intention of cutting it out.
No. We get lots of fans at the NSA.
I mean, you don't have to cut it. It's whatever.
Look at me. Jeff Bott is the captain now. Jeff Bott will do what Jeff Bott wants.
So does anybody have any goals they would like to accomplish today? You seem to have some ideas of things you wanted to do.
I did.
Well, you did.
Was that a question or
You did.
I just distinctly remember saying the words "I'm tapped out" last session before we time traveled. So I really don't. I mean, I'm glad we got the nuggets of wisdom out of the tablets, but unless we can split up that party and send them to those other sites in London,
Which is an option. You can make calls. You could reach out to the program. You could you have a network, so not everybody has to do everything. It's just, do you rely on your network to get information? Do you send a specialist at the cost of not being somewhere else to do a thing?
Do we need to send someone to Italy?
I think it would be Kazim if anybody.
And is it gonna be worth it?
Does Kazim speak Greek? Is that why it would be him?
He does speak Greek and Latin.
And the Nakadic manuscript is in Greek, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Because Hastings has to stay on the tablets she's at.
Mm-hmm. She's the only person that we have that speaks Akkadian.
Correct.
And his cover would be perfect for that, just because he's got university connections, etc.
Yeah. PhD in history and Middle Eastern studies from Harvard. Yeah. I want to say he was attached to some... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so...
Just because I haven't mentioned it in a while, and it was brought up earlier, but it will make it difficult for Jeff to edit because we already talked about it. We had talked about some information you had received. You should have a PDF of this in the Discord, actually, I think. Operation Bonebox related incidents. The 30th of March, an intense firefight took place east of Al Sanaya district in the demolished ruins of Nineveh. Police and military units were ordered out of the area by the head of Amin al-Dawa in Mosul, Ahmed al-Jabiri.
Yes.
So just making sure you had noted that. And that report also said there were no pertinent incidents had been reported as of the 1st of April.
In reading Kazim's character sheet,
Sure.
in the CIA, there are those who gather information, those who decide what it means. You take information from desperate sources, newspapers, websites, informants, LINT, and the assets developed by case officers, and figure out what it means. In short, your job is piecing together unrelated knowledge, a dangerous endeavor in the world of Delta Green. Mm-hmm. How would he do that mechanically?
Let me look at his character sheet.
If we're getting little bits of information.
Which we comment. Who are we talking about?
Kazim. I mean, he's got a CIA case officer that is one of his bonds. He could access that as a resource.
You are, as a CIA intelligence analyst, you're goddamn
Jack Ryan.
Yeah, but real Jack Ryan, not now Jack.
flashy action hero Jack
correct.
Ryan. Yeah,
Jack Ryan, who's going, that lady has big tits. That's clearly so and so's girlfriend. That's definitely that's one of the Jack Ryan novels.
You're a real analyst.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you need to have at least a. I swear to God, that's in one of those books. They say you had to have at least a D cup in order to be seen by the spy satellite. So they identified that it was this woman and knew that this guy was at this house, and then they fucking sent a missile or some shit.
Oh, yeah, that was Sean Bean's character.
I don't remember watching the movie, but I read a shit ton of those books at a very impressionable age.
Sean Bean's character.
Yeah, Clear and Present Danger.
There it is.
No, Patriot Games. Patriot Games, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Was it Patriot Games?
Yeah,
Sean Bean wasn't in Patriot Games.
Yeah, he was. He was the IRA terrorist.
He wasn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
Freedom Fighter.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not gonna actually make any real comment.
I'm all for a free Ireland, but blowing up school children probably not the best way to get it.
Not really.
Fighting over religious lines also not a great way either. The orange and the green. I mean, mechanically, there are a few things there that I think you could use. I think you could definitely lean on your bonds.
We didn't up our ticks last session, did we?
Probably not. If you have a tick, you can do it every session. So if there's ticks on there, you can erase it and bump it up. D4 -1.
Oh, is it?
D3 -1? Something like that.
No, it's D4 something.
Because there's the opportunity that you don't. That's why I think it's D4 -1. Because it used to be just 1 point, and then they changed it in the errata.
Aha!
I think it's D4 -1.
That sounds familiar.
4.
Albertini's bureaucracy's gone up because he fucked up the NSA roll early.
Acadian goes up by 2.
I mean, I think mechanically, Jeff, It's human, it's SIGINT, it's bureaucracy.
Cody, I just want to roll dice and have you tell me the answer. That's what I want.
Right?
Well, I mean, you were put together as the clever party. You're brothel best here.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
We even brought in a ringer.
The pool is real shallow, guys.
There's sand at the bottom. Dive in head first.
So yeah, I think in terms of the CIA analyst, that's you're gonna pull in that disparate information and utilize probably those roles, I would think.
Okay.
Depending on whether or not it's signals or human intel or, I mean, even anthropology could work if you're doing things from a cultural basis, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And your scores are big enough there that you could even argue just getting information if it's basic information.
Right.
Yeah, a good analyst doesn't know everything. They just know who knows everything.
I have a question. Some time's gone by. Have we been contacted by the Peshmerga?
No, because the Peshmerga was mostly Spencer's thing, so I think we avoided it last session.
Maybe we can.
Why?
We briefly discussed like their technological wants.
Well, we did, but also he was like, you guys haven't taken the time to let stuff figure out yet. And I was like, okay.
We need to let it marinate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because now they've had 10 days to use the app that you've installed on their phone, so they may be more pliable having used it for a week and a half. You know what I mean?
Right.
And also now that Spencer's back, I brought up the Peshmerga for a reason.
Spencer's a big Peshmerga guy.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are big Peshmerga guys.
They're great.
Yeah, just that on the ground intel in Mosul would be really nice.
Or like, maybe they can smuggle us in.
Yeah.
I'll monitor on the drone.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting on Mosul covers, aren't we?
Yeah, we're still waiting on our covers from our handler.
Yeah.
So if that's a way in to talk to the handler. If anybody wants to talk to the handler. Like, hey, we're still waiting on these. Any ETA on when we're going to get them?
I mean, you're dragging your feet. We're burning through our resources here.
As of right now, that is the only thing we've asked of our handlers.
Yeah. I imagine Mary shouldn't be the one making the call.
No,
Yeah,
she should not.
So it is the morning of the 26th. So let me know what you want to do. I assume that Olsen, Hastings, and Kazim are continuing to work on the tablets. Warner and Captain Dan both finished their training role, so they're free. So basically every other character except for those three are free.
Nasser could check in with Peshmerga.
Do we want to break Kasim off and send him to Italy or no?
Great question, because I'm sure. Are you actually is from a mechanical game standpoint? If we pull Kasim, is there going to be? It's going to take longer, or are you making rolls for what we're finding?
Yeah, no, I will both punish and reward you as I deem fit. Yes,
Sweet.
You are benevolent. You are benevolent. Yeah.
And
No, there's nothing fucking benevolent about him.
That was sarcasm.
I told you I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Forewarned is forearmed, Jeff.
I am your god.
I mean, plus we can always substitute a set of arms for assistance.
Someone asked if you were a god, right? You say yes. Hell.
I don't think sending him to Italy is a bad idea.
No, I don't think so either.
Just another avenue for information.
Yep, let's do it. So
Okay. Do we want to send Warner or Dan to go assist, or anybody else?
Nah, Hastings has Olsen there. I think Kazim is okay.
yeah,
We've got one person assigned from the museum helping
one
us.
extra person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, they're probably doing most of the work. Let's face it. So.
Well, I mean, it's not bad to only have one person working too. It's a lot less people we have to execute to keep it from getting out.
So let's establish a few things here. So you want to send Kazim to Italy.
Yes.
Okay, I'll because I want to just start prepping to make sure I know what Kazim to Italy is an idea, and you're going forward with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nasser is going to try and contact the Peshmerga.
Yep,
and you're going forward with that. The other two are still training, or the other two are still training the tablets, which gives you 4 more characters potentially to do things with.
Which we can probably come up with some type of SIGINT.
And somebody wants to also talk to your handler?
Yes. And we were just to get an update on our Mosul.
Okay. Is there a sequence in which this is going down that you want it to go down?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then I'll pick the sequence.
Well, it doesn't
If
matter.
we are reaching out to the handler, not that I think it's a good idea, but I would recommend that we ask if there's a way we can gain access to the Cowboys somehow.
Okay.
Because that phone's off the table now.
Does anybody have Delta Green connections from their character sheet?
Yes.
Okay. If you talk about that amongst yourselves, you know that that's going to be a hard ask. None of you have ever experienced anything that is not program. So the simple suggestion that there's another group out there doing this and the way that your handler shut that shit down, going through official channels is probably going to be incredibly difficult.
Damn, I really wish we could tap it.
Jennifer has a bond with a CIA analyst who's Al.
That's him.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Never mind.
So
His
the
last name's
implication there
Almalay.
is
Two of the characters, had bonds for each other.
Yeah.
Al Malay.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. It was a DG CIA analyst, and I was trying to, if it wasn't him, I was going to be
Right.
like, oh, we're going to tap another DG guy that we happen to know.
it's so. I mean, teams are pretty isolated from each other in DG, right? Or would it be possible that I can make a roll and see if we know an older DG agent that might know more about the Cowboys?
If
or
you
have
wanted to go
contact
around
with
your
them?
handler and you have a bond in Delta Green that's not somebody at this table, you could attempt to circumnavigate, but you would need to find that character.
Okay.
Like Jeff showed me a character that had a DG bond, but I think it was over here.
Okay.
I don't think
most of the DG bonds are within the team.
if they're within the team, then you only know each other. You don't know anyone else.
You think it's possible if we just got Rassam's phone number that we could signals intelligence, pull the data to find out?
I think it was a sat phone. Awesome.
Was it? I don't know. It
I think that's what they said.
We found one, Cody.
Which one is it?
Kazim.
Yeah, Kasim has a bond with a CIA case officer, Josh Irazi.
that's Jennifer.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the same thing I just tried to do, and it happened to be him.
Oh,
Well, it's
okay.
the other way. It's the other way around.
that's funny. Damn.
Susan, theoretically.
Oh,
Says anyone.
the refugees and the cult people, the sons.
Oh, I
Sons of
assumed
Woman.
that meant somebody in the team.
That's something we can
Should
do with the
be,
four that are
but I
left.
would let you finagle that if you really wanted.
So that's something we can do with the four that are left. We can go
Yeah.
back out and check.
Jennifer could go do that.
If we haven't defined it already, did we define it already?
Nope, not really. I wrote down a name, but it never
If we
come up.
did, erase that shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I would say it doesn't specify. So I'm okay if you want to know someone else in the program, somebody else that you worked on a team with, but she's gonna have to make a phone call.
Okay.
So Kazim is headed to Italy. I'm gonna say that takes a day. So Kazim can be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair. In terms of contacting the Peshmerga, make me a bureaucracy roll.
Yeah.
And we'll make it. You can have plus 20%.
Right. I think he might need that.
Hang out with Peshmerga.
No, he doesn't need that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, we're good. 26 under 90.
Okay. I forget who your contact was.
There's been lots of names.
While he looks that up, can you guys fill me in on what program we gave them or what technology they have now because of us?
It was just an encryption program, I believe, to be able to.
Yeah, so they
easier.
communicate. Yeah.
Yeah, better communication.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Because they were using whatever
I don't think I wrote down
whatever
his
app
name.
that they had pulled
WhatsApp
up.
that everyone has a backdoor to. Right.
Your bureaucracy role, you reach out to your contact because you want to talk to Sadeghi, I think was the guy who you talked to before. Your contact on base, whose name I can't remember, you're able to talk to him. He says, hey, I'll reach out. I'm sure he'd like to speak with you. There's a lot of movement right now. It may be a few days. I'll reach out as soon as I can. So you can talk to him. It sounds like they're excited to talk to you, but it's going to be a little bit.
That's fine. Thank you.
Should confirm that they got their guys out at Rassam's.
Do we want to...
Yeah. I'm going to write that down. So
Peshmerga. You want to contact? So we've got to contact the handler, and then Susan is going to call this other person. Which one do we want to do next? Doesn't matter. And does Susan have a name for me? Hopefully, it's a cool name, like Agent Orange.
that's not a fair name. It's a terrible.
Who doesn't want to be called Agent Orange?
Anyone. It poisoned and killed so many people. Well, I
Just
guess that's
like
kinda
Delta
cool
Green.
If, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It'd be really cool with Hitman names.
What if it was magic poison and it was made by the program specifically for something that was in the jungles of
There you
Vietnam?
go.
It's just like somebody named, like Pyro, or
Right.
Yeah, it's really not a good thing, but people do it.
Yeah.
Who's contacting the handler?
Great question. Who is going to piss them off the least?
I mean, there's one character that's good at pissing people off, I guess.
so
You want to play her, or you want to pass it off this time?
Oh, you're going to make Irene make the call?
No, Irene's the bitch in the CIA. Jennifer's
Jennifer, I mean, yeah.
I would assume that she's probably... I mean, we're looking for people who aren't doing things, right?
Yeah.
And Nasser's off doing that. I mean, Al Rabini can do it, but he's just like a tech guy. He's got worse bureaucracy.
Yeah, no, I think Jen's the right choice.
No, I'm still waiting for you to tell me who's contacting the handler.
I think Jen is.
Jennifer.
Okay, who's gonna play Jen?
I mean, I can.
She is in front of you.
Roll bureaucracy.
Don't fuck up. Sending good vibes.
I need to go back and learn. I learned a Latvian phrase for you fucked up. What happened to my lip? Okay, I'm just an idiot, I guess. I fucked up.
That looked like an odd 7 from here.
Oh, it would be a 71, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay. You were unable to contact the handler today.
Okay.
Did you come up with your Agent Orange name yet?
Yeah, Miles Worthington.
I like that name. Nicely done.
He is an Egyptologist with the University of London.
Okay, perfect. How does she know him?
She went to the University of London.
Okay, because he's supposed to be DG.
Yep, that's how she was introduced.
Int by 5 roll, Jeff.
Is this an int by 5 roll for me or for Hastings?
Yes.
No.
Missed it.
Okay. So let me write that name down again. What'd you say it was?
Miles Worthington. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
It is.
So Susan contacts Miles Worthington, a British DG contact. Bureaucracy roll, Jeff. Just to get through phone calls, blah, blah, blah.
New dice, Jeff. New dice.
Yeah, new dice. That's a fail.
You do not do telephone well in this game.
No, we do not. Bureaucracy rolls are not our forte.
The only time we do well with
But
telephone rolls is shoot here.
that's a tick.
Oh, yeah.
It is a tick. Getting better every day.
I don't know how Jennifer has not increased her bureaucracy, because I know for a fact that she failed it when she talked
I
about
took it one session.
but it hasn't gone up.
Should have.
It didn't. It's not written there.
I rolled for her. Or did I roll for Mary? I remember rolling a die for her.
Barring anything else, we're going to the 27th, I imagine?
Anything SIGINT related we'd like Rabini to do today?
Yes.
Thanks, jackass. Suggestions.
Monitor signals coming out of Mosul as to whether or not Al-Jabiri is actually dead.
That's a great idea.
As like doing SIGINT, would I be able to identify and potentially identify encrypted communication or no?
It depends on how well you roll.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm just monitoring signals to find out if we killed that guy.
I mean, that's my idea. If anybody else has another one, that's fine.
Toss SIGINT. Woo.
Wow.
That's 4 failed.
Yeah, we are rolling high.
Fire!
You are able to find...
I think that's his first failed SIGINT roll of the game.
You are able to find no definitive evidence of the death of...
Looks like we're gonna have to stick with our Photoshop shit.
Honestly, we can ask. We'll have someone we can ask about that. That'll be. He's high enough up, right?
The Peshmerga should know.
Exactly. Right. Someone will know.
We roll into the 27th.
Okay.
The phone rings for Jennifer.
Hello?
What the fuck you want? It is Gwen.
Oh, Gwen is the handler.
Correct.
Well, we were just wanting to kind of touch base. I know we've been waiting on covers to go into Mosul. Didn't know if you had an updated ETA since we've been in country for...
Yeah, the CIA is finishing them up. It's probably... we're trying to get you identification that's going to goddamn pass in an active war zone, so it's taking some time. Probably another week, I would say. Maybe a little longer. 7 to 10 days, give or take.
Got ya. Should I also try and push for contacts for the Cowboys or no?
No.
Is that...
Ask for more money.
We don't even have to ask for that much. Like another 20 G's would help, and it's not that much money. But it's up to you. Your gut, my gut says they're an asshole, and probably will say no anyway. Not Cody. Well, kind of Cody, but probably
Mostly.
mostly.
Yeah.
You do remember he handed you a briefcase that we all agreed about was an absurd amount of money that you spent very rapidly.
It's on the back of Mary's sheet. The money and
It got you wins unknown to a dot, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you left with an absurd amount of money, and it fucking flew off the shelf.
Yeah, well, contract hitmen. They're
Hey,
private military.
they were worth it, weren't they?
Yeah. because we rolled well for that session.
Hey, by God, our characters did not get shot.
Yeah, which Cody, I think, insinuated many times that he thought they would.
Well,
Yes.
you guys had tried to go in there against 27 people.
There was a lot of random grenades. I remember.
Who did that? Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to talk to Gwen about?
We've been here a while and haven't heard anything from you. You seem pretty hands off with this mission. You worried about your level of?
Do you have any idea what the fuck I'm doing?
No, obviously not.
Okay, well, suffice to say, there's a lot of shit going on. You're the experts. I'm not here to babysit. What do you need?
Go ahead.
Nothing. I just thought of something to do when you're not on the phone with Gwen.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could always use more money or maybe contacts for the guys who are already in the ground here. We've already sealed up Rassams. Like, we might,
What do you mean sealed up Rassams?
I don't imagine there being any further vectors coming out of that location.
I'd like a report, please. Full report.
Click.
The phone starts ringing.
Turn it off.
All right, there we go. That's been done.
That went worse than I thought it could.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm glad it happened.
No, what I'm thinking is we need to research him.
Yeah.
We need blackmail
Yep.
Blackmail on who? I'm sorry.
Wait.
on our handler.
Yep.
We're going against Delta Green now.
No.
No,
Him.
Him. Yeah.
I'm calling my NSA contact.
Okay.
Who is it that has the NSA contact?
Rabini.
Sure.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
other things we can do.
Sure.
I gotta think about.
That note is not in the right line.
Remind me never to piss you off.
Remember when I said he's a petty bitch? A minute.
Oh, that's a good quality to have in this game. It really is.
Is it?
I'm gonna snap his computer. Fuck off. Where's your notes now, bitch?
You guys come back and he's just fucking taking the claw of a hammer to all your fucking data. We're going dark. MacGyver this shit. You got a goddamn TI-90 and a fucking compass.
I need some rubber bands. I need a roll of duct tape. And give me your shoe while you're at it. What do you need a shoe for? Just piss on the run. Let's go.
Who's playing Kasim?
I am, because I have been.
What is this gnat from hell?
It's the beer.
Yeah.
The best part too is it's like the perfect color of your beard. So I see it's like meh, and then it disappears, and then it's like meh, and it's meh, disappears and meh.
Got fleas, man. You got fleas.
I also need to see. I could ask Jeff to do it, I suppose, and that would save me time. But
What's
who's
that?
playing Kazim? I need to document your expense for going to, for getting to the library and everything.
Oh, looking up.
The cost, yeah.
He's flying economy.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Economy.
Now that we
He's just piggybacking the next ship to Europe or plane to Europe out of the base.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going straight into Horror on the Orient Express as he takes the train across Europe.
I mean,
what
kind of expense is that?
Unusual.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
But even if we hitch a ride,
It's not up to $5,000 to get a plane ticket to Europe.
No, it's not. But that's what it says in the book, and I presume that's also going to get you into the library.
When have you
and a few
ever
other things.
played by rules in a book? Because this would be the first time, you twat.
True. It is an unusual expense.
$1,000 to $5,000.
Somebody roll a d6.
all right, I got it. Here we go. I'm traveling. This is my travel.
This is bypassing customs.
4.
We'll call it $3,500.
Well, that was nice. He gave us 500.
Who's tracking the money?
I marked it off.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm about to make sure you have no money. Mark off your $3,500.
I know what it is. We're at $6,250.
Minus those investments we made yesterday.
So you're heading to the National Library of Greece.
Yes.
I lied. We're at $58,400.
As you are there, it says that the library is a cramped neoclassical building from the 19th century. In April of 2016, which would be this month, an excavation dislodged dozens of shackled skeletons from a rebellion 2,700 years ago. So that's probably all over the papers.
Shackled skeletons.
What are your
from 2,700 years ago?
yeah?
Okay.
It's kind of in the news while you're there. There are people like taking photos. There's a news crew. Like, it's like, holy shit, you know, just like you do in a lot of ancient European places, you start digging and holy shit, you find some weird stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your scores? What are his scores in history, occult, or foreign language? We don't even get. We don't get there yet. You need to access you would first need to access the restricted holdings, because the Narcotic manuscripts are just not hanging out on the
Right.
shelf.
Yeah. I would go up to
You would call early.
Yeah,
Prep on the way out. I'm flying in to look at this.
Yeah, not just gonna. That's a good point. You would not just show up, call ahead, and just I'll put it under the guise of honestly just an upcoming journal article in a leading academic journal, and I'm doing research. Just make it as boring as possible.
Just name drop.
Name drop a Harvard professor.
Yeah, I mean, he went to Harvard, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
He is one.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's a Harvard professor, so we'll just drop that.
Bureaucracy, persuade, or charisma by 5.
Bureaucracy is 40. No. Persuade is 20.
What's his charisma?
Charisma?
Main stats.
55, so that's probably my best bet. Okay. 61. Did not get it.
Special holdings closed today. Try again tomorrow.
We called
I'll try
ahead.
again
That's
tomorrow.
perfect, because you were calling ahead for a reason. So you get to try again now, because it's the new day.
Choose bureaucracy or persuade.
Fuck.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Bureaucracy.
That's what I got to say to that.
Phil, I got the exact same roll. We're doing great today, guys.
Shake them dice a little more.
Has anyone passed a roll yet?
I passed a roll where it was, I think it was a 90% that I had to pass.
Oh.
So I got a 26, but
You can, it's the 27th, so you can try again on the 28th. The median, everything.
I'm going to
is
go out
causing
for a
problem.
nice fucking Italian dinner, and I'm buying.
Spend
get
your
this.
own money, bitch.
I'm about to say
Not
I'm
party
buying
money.
a $250 euro bottle of wine. So mark $250 off.
You're wondering why it costs $3,500? It's because it took 2 weeks.
Don't. I'm not drinking the wine.
$250. That's
Well,
the cheap wine in Italy.
I mean, dude.
I'm getting ramen at the gas station, okay? The corner bodega, or whatever the fuck they have in Italy.
Yeah. Let's see our funds.
yeah.
He's got some idols to sell.
$61,900 minus fuck you Grady equals $58,400.
That's because you said Italy.
Well, stop saying Italy.
You said Greece. You said Greece wasn't right. It was in Italy.
Yeah.
I think I said Italy wasn't right. It's in Greece.
No, you
No,
said the other way around.
No.
Roll it back, Jeff.
We don't
Because,
need to. We've got 5 people.
I'm going to roll it back and play you saying exactly what I said you said. We were actually talking about sending him to Greece
To Greece?
because he doesn't speak Akkadian. He speaks Greek.
What's in Greece?
Greece. Yeah, I don't remember Greece either.
A big chunk of the Winds Unknown to Adad, isn't it? Or is that the Narcotic manuscripts?
Winds unknown to Adad are in Baghdad and are in
England.
England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something was in Greece.
I think it was in Italy.
No.
I don't remember Greece.
None of you ever believed Jeff Bot.
All right. Is it the next day? Do I get to roll again?
I don't know. How many days do you want to fast forward here?
Oh, just one, because it's closed today.
We have other things going on. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
What else you
Actually,
doing?
I don't know what else we have going on. Do we need to come back? Who else was doing what? We were waiting on Peshmerga.
I mean, we definitely need to make another SIGINT roll.
Did Hastings need to make a phone call?
I think Hastings tried.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
tried
that's right.
a lot.
We've got Warner and Captain Dan that can be doing more training. That can be.
What do they
They
need?
could
doing
go ask
something
about the
else.
Sons of War. I mean, we're just talking.
And
to
did we
people.
roll up our new stats from training and Adam already and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they
being
could
paranoid.
be, but I don't know how much they're going to be able to get.
Right. I mean, we have 7 to 10 days till we get the cover. That's probably. Am I right in saying that is our next big move? Is to
Mosul.
get to Mosul?
Yeah,
right.
Mosul is-
That's to actually do some investigation at the sites where it happened. Talk to people. I think.
Find out if Al Jabiri, the man in the shadows, is still alive.
And what he knew.
Which we could be walking into a lot of threats: secret police, cult.
Yep.
Not to mention the Eldritch Corps. That's
We need to
Yeah,
change
that
taking
could
skin
be
off.
to will be.
Yeah.
Going to the 28th then?
Yeah. I don't think we have any other rolls we need to make for today or moves. We made the moves.
Okay.
And we failed them.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
Jen could always go out and talk to people as well. It's not like that phone call that I just took was very long.
It's true.
28th?
Yep.
I'll give you a charisma by 5 this time.
Okay. He's showered. He's shaved. He's had his coffee.
Has he changed his dice?
He did change his dice. They're in jail.
Awesome.
99.
24.
Okay, yeah. Just uncovering skeletons. It's been a whole thing. I do apologize. Please come in, Professor.
Yep, great.
So yeah, you now have access to the restricted holdings.
Research montage.
You now can roll history,
Microfiche.
occult, or foreign language, whichever's the lowest.
Okay.
Which foreign language?
Greek.
History,
You said whichever's the worst roll?
Yep.
occult, or
Greek.
Greek's the lowest at 40.
Okay, so you gotta roll 40.
39.
Okay.
I like these dice. You're going to turn things around for us, boys.
Well, they were.
You're gonna be busy for a while.
Okay.
I think Kazim would genuinely be interested in those skeletons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Spencer is.
Yeah.
For sure.
And are we in Greece or Italy?
Technically it's Greece. I don't know where the fuck Italy came from. I think it was in Italy.
No.
I don't remember Greece.
Sometimes I can't tell if he's genuinely that forgetful or if he is just messing with us.
Okay, so it is Greece.
Oh,
It was a language thing. Yeah, we were like, oh, it was an Italian text.
2016
or
is
a-
when Greece went bankrupt as a country. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Just saying you might be able to grease some palms because there might not be a whole lot of people with fucking jobs. So, hey, guess what? You might be able to have a little bit more leeway than you think.
Yeah,
We're just going to
yeah,
play
yeah.
the timepiece.
Yep.
Just a thought.
Yeah. No, it's a very good thought. Was it like 40% unemployment or something stupid? I don't
Oh, it's
remember.
like, yeah.
It's
like
dumb.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Germany's like, we're not bailing you out again. Sorry.
Yeah.
The beggar said no.
You got any Deutschmarks held away? Yeah, those aren't worth shit either now.
Do anything else on the 28th?
I mean, I'm assuming research is taking all day.
Yeah, he rolled how
it's
many
gonna
days
take-
it's
yeah,
gonna
it's
take
gonna
you.
take time.
It's going to take days.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can think of him as no longer a playable character.
Gotcha.
Until we're told otherwise.
That makes sense.
Yeah. We need to try and do some research into this Sons of War on the ground. So do we want to send Jin and do you want a character to play and do something with Dan?
Oh, yeah, I don't care who. Probably a good idea just to send all three of them.
Yeah,
both our military heads and Jin.
Got ya.
Dumb question. So the
there's
Sons
that
Sons of War
I'll
as
keep an eye on the other stats if they become relevant.
the Sons of War as the cult existed, it seems like it wasn't like a parasitic cult where the god or demon or whatever it is needed the cult to exist. It was like they were just
sacrificed to him. So I
Yeah,
think
the
they were
cult
just
was
curi-
sacrificing to keep it at bay from probably murdering all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
sacrificing daily to the thing.
Right.
At night, I believe, because the light would keep it at bay, which is why the priest or whatever was trying to command his god, but it was to no avail.
Okay.
So they were satiating the thing at night so that it wouldn't, probably go on murder hobo like the thing that came out of the Amphora has.
Right. Interesting.
That would just be assumptions, but
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense.
I'm just kind of curious if a cult happened to form around it or it's something that happens to form cults generally. That's
Yeah.
And from the story, it sounds like a cult formed around it. But just curious what you guys thought.
There was one event that I want to say it was
The fight in the ruins.
no, it was another one that was on our list that I want to say it was a CIA lady gave us information about. Oh no, this is the one that I was listening to when I was editing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting my shit confused. But it talked about somebody walking away.
Yeah.
Like it was like there was a witness to people getting ripped apart, and it looked like it was going after this guy, but then he walked away.
Oh, that's not.
I don't
that's not
remember
good.
that. I remember people
Sword.
being kidnapped.
Yeah, there were people who disappeared.
When multiple times where we've got missing people.
Yes.
No body.
And I talked before about the join up or die speech.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what's going on, but that's what it sounds like to me.
We also
Yeah.
briefly talked about like biblical firstborn son type stuff also last session.
You should look at the thing that you're editing
yeah.
is a document that you received that is in the Discord. What you are referencing is something I handed to you. Could be wrong, but based on what you're saying,
The related incidents?
yes, like the 7th one, the 10th one, something down there.
Missing. One was missing. Two were missing.
So like, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here about somebody being a part of an attack and walking away.
No, I just see people listed as missing.
Correct.
There is one that was alive but catatonic.
2 sons could not be located. 1 son missing. 3 members of ISIS patrol missing. Those definitely weren't female.
Another SIGINT thing that we might be able to do is getting hospital records for the ones who were taken to the hospital.
Oh, there's
Alcanza Hospital.
It's worth a shot.
I don't know.
I thought we'd talked previously, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like we wouldn't be able to get that stuff being out of network.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Was that something we'd talked about, Dan? I feel like we'd come to you with those kinds of questions.
I'm sorry, what?
You're talking about getting hospital records from the Alhanza Hospital. But
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, when we discussed previously, you were like, that's something you'll have to be like on network to be able to actually get. You couldn't like remotely access them.
Records.
Cloud.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Depends on what service they use, what cloud service.
Yeah, I think we were talking about like we were referencing
City
like
infrastructure
cameras,
stuff.
but
Oh, okay.
actual systems,
Which
within
makes
the
sense.
city.
They'd have their own server and storage.
Yeah, data is usually accessible via anywhere in the world. So as long as you can find the right doors.
So then I could
I'm sure the
potentially.
NSA has a backdoor.
Well, I think we already kind of worked that direction, and it didn't quite work how we wanted it to.
Who are you trying to identify specifically, or are you just looking for medical results?
We're looking for the survivors of the attack who were taken to Alcanza Hospital.
So people admitted on those
also,
particular days.
We need to look and see if there were survivors after Rasam's.
Correct. So we'd like to look at records of people admitted on the dates of reported survivors, as well as the date of or the day after.
Just you would, I mean, just kind of what you would know is that accessing that digitally would be difficult because if things were set up. If you could get somebody on the inside, that's probably a lot easier to figure out. I mean, shit, if you have anybody who's in Mosul, they could walk in and access records and walk back out. It may even be common knowledge.
That would be the Peshmerga, right?
Yeah, that's the only contact.
Of the contacts you have made and not burned thus far, yes.
Okay.
Are we going on a day, or did you say anything else you want to do?
So the reason for having the names of the people who survived would be so that we could go interview them, I assume, right? Is that a worthwhile use of our time in Mosul?
I think so.
Okay, I think so too. It's more firsthand accounts.
I think Al-Rabini then would be, since he knows it's probably not easy to pull the data we're looking for there. Probably look into like what other potential news is going on in the region, like signals intelligence, like what's going on.
Yeah.
Has the coalition closed the noose at all? Like what's going on there?
Mosul movements.
Yeah.
Just generally speaking, you know that they are, but it's still a weeks, if not couple of months kind of thing.
Okay.
Anything out of the ordinary being reported?
Not at this date and time.
Do we have any information about Rasam's family?
Yes, there was stuff in the slideshow and a few other.
No, that's what I'm reading. It says other teams are running down those family members and will deliver any actionable intelligence should it arise.
If somebody hadn't just hung up on the handler. There was also a quarry or something that was owned by the family.
Yeah, here.
Yes. And I didn't know if we should check that out.
You would know in terms of SIGINT, if you're wondering how things are going and what things are happening in Mosul, it's easy enough to find out. Go to these pages while not losing this page. And also not throwing this book on the floor. Okay.
Do you want another table?
I don't know. You guys just keep bouncing back and forth. I'm like, oh, they're going for this. And then I open up the book and they're like, no, they've changed their minds. I'll go back this way. Oh, shit. What page was that on again? So anyway, you don't even have to make a SIGINT roll. Things that have been happening. I think we talked about that at one point. It's been a couple weeks ago, but ISIL bulldozers destroy the ancient Mashki Gate at the Nineveh ruins. 12th of April, British airstrikes near Mosul and Kirak take out an ISIL rocket launching team and mortar team. I
don't remember the bulldozers. I remember the airstrike.
April 14th. This is just, you haven't asked this in a while, so I'm just giving you information of the last 2 weeks.
What was the date of the gate?
The 10th.
So this would be after the firefight that happened there.
ISIL bulldozers destroy the ancient Adad Gate and ancient walls in the Nineveh ruins. That's on the 14th. The 16th, the coalition airstrike kills Imad Khalid Afar, a senior ISIL commander and advisor near the Salam Hospital in Mosul, which ISIL uses as headquarters. The 18th of April, helicopter-borne US and Peshmerga forces carry out a raid in Hammam Alil, south of Mosul, killing 3 ISIL militants. One is Salam Abd Shabib al-Jabouri, the former top ISIL commander in Mosul. The Peshmerga launch an offensive on Khorsabad, northeast of Mosul, capturing the villages of Nawara and Arima and the Khorsabad intersection to the north. The 19th, the Peshmerga forces officially enter Khorsabad. The 21st, ISIL executes 2 fighters and 3 civilians for homosexuality by throwing them from the top of a high building in the area of Bab al-Tub in central Mosul. I'm sure it was videotaped and all over the news. Reports indicate that since Mosul was taken by ISIL in 2014, over 250 women and girls have been executed by firing squads for refusing to become temporary wives for ISIL fighters. The vast majority of these victims are Yazidis. 27th of April, the Iraqi army captures Mahana, a village in the Makhmur area southeast of Iraq. The clashes and aerial bombardments kill 200 ISIL militants. ISIL executes 7 civilians for collaborating with the Iraqi government. They are drowned in metal cages lowered into a swimming pool. The Iraqi army shells the Qayyada village in the Kira district, killing 35 ISIL militants. And earlier today, the 28th of April, ISIL blows up the 19th century Christian Sa'a Kadima church and clock tower in central Mosul. These are all real events that happened on these days.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's war. It's going. The coalition forces are moving in from the south and from the northeast, which is what you knew from speaking to the Peshmerga. If you're curious about what your buddy Segdegi has been up to, there you go.
Yeah, the real shit.
Been a little busy.
Killing fascists.
But yes, the Peshmerga would probably be of the resources you have now the easiest way to get that kind of shit. Anything else? Rolling on. 29th of April. Anything you would like to do?
We wanted these 3 to go talk to refugees about and to try and find out about Sons of War, right?
Yeah, anybody is familiar with them.
Okay. Human.
Warner has a decent one.
Jennifer's got.
Oh,
70.
Jennifer's got. I forgot she was there.
At a 65 under 70.
Okay.
Once there's a little bit of a language barrier in terms of like what you're asking about. Most people are like, yeah, they're Sons of War. But like once you get across the concept of like a cult, an organization, a grouping, nobody's heard of anything like that. You get some
Tying in the name Shagash.
No, that doesn't help. It is not a known quantity.
Interesting. So that means it's either not been a known presence or it's a recent presence.
I mean, the fact that the people are still considered missing, that leans towards nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anything else? April 30th. Time after time. Hasim, the contact for Landry, calls back, and Sigdegi will meet him tonight. If he's willing to meet up with him, Hasim will get a car arranged, and he'll take you so you can meet the leader, whatever. I forget what he was. I can look up his title. He's like Major or something. Obviously, we've been busy the last week or so, but he has time to meet. So we'll do that this evening.
Tonight, then.
Let's do Kasim. That's the page that I wanted. Why am I on this? Kasim, roll me a d4.
3.
Perfect. And roll me a d4 again.
Glad. 2.
Okay. You are able to, with your few days of research on the Conic manuscripts, you do come across a couple of interesting passages. You do find a myth about Shagash. And this myth say that the god Shagash, the father of war, taught its followers to quarry and chip obsidian from lava flows into the sharpest of arrowheads, spear tips, axe blades, and sacrificial daggers. Those weapons were traded as far away as modern Ukraine and the Aegean Sea. Interestingly, an Armenian phrase for obsidian is Satani egg hunk, the devil's fingernail. Shagash was said to arise at night, a cloud of black glass shards like a swarm of locusts.
Okay, so biggest takeaways. Obsidian implements are their artifacts. I wonder if we can find any of those, if that would matter, if that could help us. And we know a little bit more about what Shagath looks like.
You also find another passage you find interesting. The fragments of the Narcotic manuscript discuss... You're not sure if these are gods or alien beings. They're described as the old or ancient ones. You find one that you sort of translate as Great Cthulhu. or Sathagua. The legend has that the great Cthulhu came with uncounted progeny to Earth millions of years ago, but eventually retired to dormancy in a great city that fell beneath the waves. They say that Sathagua came from Saturn, and before that from someplace far beyond our solar system. He slumbers in black deeps of the earth and awakens only to devour sacrifices and to teach secrets to would-be magicians. It hints at magic secrets, much like Laconic manuscripts do. Because La is obviously Greek. It's a Greek article. Laconic manuscripts. So there's what you get there.
Any big takeaways there, y'all?
Aliens.
Get that tinfoil hat out. Cthulhu's beaming those naughty images right into your brain.
We need to fill cups of water and leave them all over the house. Defense system.
Yep.
So that's what you got. You feel like continuing to study the Laconic manuscripts would potentially provide you with spells. If you wanted to do that. It would take time.
Where's my sanity? Yeah, no, I think 100%, right, guys?
100%.
Yeah,
And you've got a decent pal.
I do.
You would
I
need
just see Kazim like firing spells, thrusting like Kellen. Crotch thrust. Acid splash.
I did do that quite a bit, actually. Roll a
Didn't bring it up for no reason.
make me another Greek roll. Spend some time working on it.
Hey, make sure you check those.
Oh, yeah.
The ones you failed.
Failed it.
Okay.
I failed something else.
The other one was persuade, wasn't it? Charisma, persuade, and Greek.
Bureaucracy.
No. Charisma by 5, persuade, or bureaucracy was to get into the holdings. Now that he's in the holdings,
Right.
We're still
looking
checking failed.
rolls.
Yeah,
It's
Bureaucracy should be
history,
Yeah.
occult, or Greek, whatever is lower.
It's Greek. So now that's been checked.
I failed a charisma roll.
That doesn't
That
go
doesn't
up.
go
No,
up.
no, yeah, that doesn't go
Those
up.
just stats.
Susan gets a phone call.
Hello.
Hello, Susan. It's been a long time. It's Miles. How are you?
Oh, excellent. I was hoping to hear from you.
Yes. I honestly didn't expect to hear from you. It's pleasant to hear your voice.
You too. Are you still attached to the program?
It's kind of one of those deals where once you're in, you're in. So
How long have you been in?
quite a while.
Do you remember anything about the time before? I mean, I don't know what Hastings would know.
I don't know what Hastings would know. And what does Hastings want to reveal?
Hastings wants to ask him if he has any experience from before that everybody came in and out of the cold.
And are you going to ask that, basically?
Yes, basically. But I don't know that she would know those terms.
I'm sorry, I don't. I'm not sure I understand. What languages does she know?
Akkadian, Ancient Aramaic, Arabic, Hebrew, and Sumerian.
You said, I don't want Akkadian. Aramaic.
Aramaic, Arabic, Hebrew, and Sumerian.
Okay. How good your Hebrew?
40.
How good your Aramaic?
40.
Miles starts to cough. And in the middle, he says in Aramaic, careful. So no, I'm sorry, Susan. I'm not sure to what you're referring. My apologies, dear.
Okay. You don't by chance have any time free, do you? We could use an extra set of hands doing research.
Perhaps. What is it that you are needing?
Well, we're cataloging tablets at the Baghdad Museum. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I can't really say that I'm local, dear. That's
I didn't expect that you were local, but
what is that? Mesopotamian tablets aren't exactly my thing. I'm happy to assist, but I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to.
how's your Akkadian?
I'm going to imagine Akkadian is not something that an Egyptologist is focused on.
I don't know. More than anything, she's trying to insinuate we need to meet.
Sure. I mean, and it's easy enough for you to get the insinuation that he's not anywhere near
Right.
where you're at.
Okay.
Not being local will be a little difficult. I'm actually stateside right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We got money burning a hole in our pocket. We could buy another flight. Let's go.
Right, but I don't want to pull Hastings off of what she's doing right now.
That's fair.
That
How
poor
long?
woman you got involved with it, Jeff. I won't come back to bite you with that at all.
Which poor woman?
The assistant researcher who's helping you with the Winds Unknown.
Oh no, we're gonna kill her at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you got a plan.
Yeah.
Can't be any worse than what ISIL would do.
I believe we mentioned silencers. So
How long you get to be stateside?
Fairly, I think a while.
Okay. When things free up a little bit, maybe we can meet up.
Are you in the field?
Yes.
Okay. Is your phone secure?
I don't know whether her satellite phone would be or not, but I bet Al Rabini would have warned her of that.
ask Mary.
I mean,
Mary would know.
I don't know
Yeah, Mary would know.
Mary would know.
if it's not, you could make it.
Okay.
I thought that I did that when we got there with our force.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we
know
had a
that you did
conversation.
something
Yeah, we had a
with the
conversation
phones.
with
I can't remember exactly what, but
I mean, I think that if not, you could make it secure. If it's
okay.
not.
And Mary could do it.
Mary would be one of the ones who could do it.
Yeah.
Sure. If it's, I mean, what's her
I don't have her sheet.
what's her applicable roles?
She's
I'm sure she's got something
it's right
high,
here.
Yeah,
high
I gave
level.
it to you.
It's upside down.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it's decent enough that given
Yeah,
time.
SIG 70. Electronics is 50.
Yeah, I mean that she could get it done for you like within an hour or two.
Okay. How about I call you back?
How about you provide me with your best contact information?
Okay.
Candidly, he wants to know what your line is. You get the sense he may not necessarily be worried about your line.
Okay. Yeah. She'll provide it. I mean,
I'll give you an hour.
okay.
You can patch it up.
Okay.
Anything you all would like to discuss before he calls back?
So
So what happened?
Your lives are in danger.
what's our very specific end game here? To get in contact with the cowboys or a cowboy, to literally get help in the field, or just advice, or what do we specifically want?
They were here doing something. What the fuck
Yes.
were they doing?
Rassam was working with them.
Yeah, Rassam
Yeah,
was working
yeah,
with them.
yeah.
And
Is there more going on that we have not been able to piece together with Rassam?
or is there more information that we weren't brought up to speed with that we didn't get from our handler?
Yep.
What are we being kept in the dark about?
Yep.
And what did the Americans have to succeed in, which is what he wrote in his journals.
Yep.
And the Americans weren't us.
No, it was the Cowboys that he called.
Wow. I hope this works out. This is huge.
It's also why we were pretty sad that we collapsed that shit at Rassam's, because there happened to be a satellite phone.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that was great. I was like, that's a great idea. You just dropped a building on it, but that's a great idea.
What, to go get that phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, excellent idea.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to cover before I resume fucking with Jeff?
That ain't the way to have fun, son. That ain't the way to have fun, son.
Our title track, Mama Told Me Not to Come, composed by friend of the podcast Ian Shannon, with additional vocals by Lucas Patterson and Cody Grady. You can find more of Ian's work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com, YouTube, or anywhere you can download podcasts. Enjoy talking nerdy? Follow the podcast with other listeners on the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everybody.
It is, I don't wanna see. Mama told